How do we make the group doctor report important for people to go to? I've been getting more people not coming. If we can touch on the good questions to ask and the communication points, that would be great. For people who do some type of report, now many people are going and doing some type of a plan, but still doing like a spinal care class. Some people are doing a group report of findings, and so that's where they get their initial recommendations. It doesn't matter. The question is, if you're going to do some type of a talk, how do you get people to show up? So there's a couple different things that you can go to, but number one, I think it comes down to more of your authority in the beginning. So we just tell them right on the phone when they call. So they call to make an appointment. We schedule the exam and the results. So your exam will be Monday at 4 o'clock. The results will be Tuesday at 5 o'clock. The results are going to be up to 3 hours long. I want you to budget 3 hours. It's probably not going to take that long. It really depends how many questions you have, but it's Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. Okay, great. So then when we're in the report, I might ask them, are you the kind of person who wants to kind of put a patch on this, or would you rather fix it? Like, what's your goal here? They're like, okay, well, I'd rather fix it. Nobody says I want to patch it, right? I'd rather fix it. Okay, well, would it be helpful to you if I put together like a package of information with like all of your test results, x-rays, maybe some exercises that I think that you could do in order to get the best results? Would that be helpful to you? And they always say yes. And you're like, okay, great. Now I'll prepare that for you. So I'll prepare both a verbal and a written description of what we found, what you can do to get better, and then you and I can have a discussion at that point about what you want to do. Does that sound reasonable? Yeah. I always go through a ton of information on this visit, and when you go home, your spouse always says, so what did he say? I explain it better than you do. And most people say after the report they wish they'd brought their spouse. So I'm going to tell you now in advance, bring them with you. They'll learn a ton about themselves and their health anyways, and they'll learn a ton about your health. So it'll be worth it. Okay. And that's it. So the idea there is asking a series of questions of the patient, to in terms of going through. Now, and I had a note here. About that, and I was trying to find it in my journal. Right, excuse me. I see a problem in your neck, and you mentioned that you have thyroid issues. Now, the nerves that come out of your neck control the thyroid. Do you want me to see if I can figure out how to help with that too, or you want me to just stick to looking at the neck pain? And they go, no, yeah. No, if it can affect more than just the neck pain, that's amazing, right? I know you have the lower back pain, but you also mentioned some fertility issues. Well, the nerves that come out the lower back, those are the ones that go into the sex organs, can be involved in fertility. Do you want me to figure out if there's a connection there for you too, or you want me to just stick to the lower back stuff? Oh, yeah, that would be amazing. And so asking a series of questions where basically they're asking you to look into it deeper, and they're coming in with a greater open mind. It's a big thing for them. If they mention finances on the first visit, you ask them what, we have a question on ranking from 1 to 10, what's your commitment to following, to fixing this problem? And anybody who puts like a 7, people ask why a 7, they're like, well, it depends how much it costs. So the idea there is that they'll just say, it just says, I'm going to put some stuff in writing. Would it be helpful to you if I figured out, how much it would cost to correct it and give you maybe a couple options on how to pay for it so you knew what that was up front? And they're like, yes, oh, that would be amazing. I go, okay, great, I'll put that together for you. And so then they're not surprised. Somebody who already has told you that money's a challenge for them, how do you make it easier for them to have more comfort on the next visit? Because then they're coming in worrying about having to make a decision versus, oh, I asked him to put something together for me and then we were just going to discuss it. They're completely relieved when that happens. So I want you to think of the different ways, especially if you have different objections. What are the objections that come up for you, and what would make it more comfortable for you showing up to that next visit, so that the next visit you're excited to be there, you can't wait to interact with that doctor again, who is super thoughtful, and then they're going to present to you exactly what you asked them for. It's helpful. Give it a try.